Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Money Mastermind with your host, Money Mastermind, right here. Anyways, the 12-year bull market has ended. It's done. It's over. Nobody looks around. He's knocked out. He's gone. The bear wins. But in all seriousness, the bear market has begun, and the bull market that has taken us from 2009 all the way to now has ended. It's gone for the next 12 years too, so sucks, but you gotta learn how to deal with it. And I'm gonna teach you how to deal with it right here on the Money Mastermind Show. So let's get started. So we are currently living in the age of irrational fear, in my opinion. But this is the age of irrational fear. What does the age of irrational fear mean to me, or mean to you? So, you remember Alan Greenspan, former Federal Reserve chairman, was coined for saying we are living in an age of irrational exuberance, which is pretty much the idea of greed in the markets, where we thought that prices would never stop rising. They would go up and 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 up. And then eventually 2008 came around and the market went down. That sucked. But it lasted for a certain amount of time, and the market went back up and up and up and up, and then as soon as Trump got elected, it shot up and up and up and up and up. And then now, coronavirus. Oh, you gotta love that there, coronavirus. Also known as the Ronavirus. But here's the idea. The coronavirus is causing so much fear in how we value companies as an investor that it's actually causing drops in consumer and investor confidence, as well as investor sentiment on how the economy is going to do in the future. So let's say for instance the recession that's going to come up. Oh, there is going to be a recession. If you don't think there's going to be a recession, you're out of your mind. Coronavirus has already affected industries left and right, and it's already estimated to have cost about $4 trillion to the U.S. economy, just to the U.S. economy. With the entire world, it's probably over $30 trillion, maybe 40. But back to the concept of how this is irrational fear. Everybody panic sold during the time when coronavirus was eventually called a pandemic by the World Health Organization.
Purchase your tracks today.
So everybody started panicking. We started pricing coronavirus. We said, okay, it's probably going to be this much. Oh, we're wrong. It's going to be this much. Oh, we're wrong. It's going to be this much. And eventually, we get to a point where we're actually seeing a drop of about 1,000 points, 2,000 points. And just about last 2 weeks ago, we saw a drop of 3,000 points in one day, which was worse than 1929. It's not as bad as 1987 in one of the days, but it's worse than 1929. It sucks. Because during that day of 1929, it was about an 8-9% drop. That day, it was 12.5% drop. So it was worse than 1929. 1987 still holds the record though. It's 22% drop from that day. And one of the reasons why we actually enacted circuit breakers in the stock market. But more on that later. So, a lot of people are scared, notably. A lot of people are, how should I say, they're more antsy on whether the markets are going to go up or down. some people want to sell. Some people want to sell based on a couple things. So they want to either capture the profits or try to keep their money. The latter, in my opinion, are more stupid in an investor mindset. The reason being is that they start making those unrealized losses realized. So it turns from paper losses to actual losses.
Purchase your tracks today.
Which sucks. But in some of these cases, I've seen some people actually gain a lot of money during this whole situation. Corona. I'm sorry. But anyways, I've seen people take advantage because of these moments. And it's great. It's really great. Now, how can you take advantage? The average investor, the average person who doesn't know a certain thing. Well, there's a couple of things. There's loans. We've actually seen a drop of federal interest rates down to 0%, which is good for banks getting loans from the Federal Reserve. Well, what does that mean for you as the customer? Well, since we are actually increasing the supply of loanable funds, we're actually going to be able to lower interest rates across the board from, say, for instance, mortgages all the way up to maybe even, say, for instance, credit cards. Well, I don't know about credit cards, but I will say for mortgages or anything that's business loan related to real estate investments for that point. But I will say that the lowering of interest rates are going to help you, mainly because you can buy real estate, you can start a business, you can start churning money and churning economic activity out in the United States. And these loans are coming at a low cost. I mean, if you're trying to invest in some real estate property, it's one of the greatest things that you can do. Almost 0% interest rates, freaking 0% low interest rates on your business loans, low interest rates on whatever you're doing with stocks on your margin account. It's beautiful. All you got to do is just pay the money back. You keep whatever you earned in returns, or maybe even take some slice of the pie, but that's just maybe a little bit. But that's one of the best parts during a recession. Banks want to give out money. They want to make money, so they're going to give out money as if it was almost candy. Start taking advantage of it. The same thing with business loans. If you're trying to buy a business from somebody who has a dying business, who has a owner that is about to die, one of the best ways you can do it. Dan Pena said it best, that we are at the lowest interest rate since 5,000 years. Take that opportunity. Also securities like stocks, bonds. Stocks, I will tell you, there's ways to take advantage of a downside in stocks. You can do short selling, which means you sell somebody else's profits and you have to buy back. There's also inverse ETFs where you can actually technically short the indexes like Dow Jones or the S&P. And then you got put options, which is a derivative. Now, what's a derivative? A derivative basically means it's an underlying asset on another asset. So it's based on the value of a certain stock or based on the value of a certain thing. So if the price goes down on, say, for instance, Facebook, the value of that put option actually increases. If the price of a Facebook goes up, the value of the put option actually decreases. That's how put options work. It's a short selling technique. but it's only on the derivative side. Now, another way that I've taken up is through actually taking up positions in hardest hit industries. So coronavirus has actually hit all across the board, but I've mainly took up positions in some of the biggest and hardest hit industries in the entire United States. So oil, consumer staples, travel, transportation, financials. They're the hardest hit because coronavirus actually, the way that coronavirus has been spreading, it actually hits hard on these industries. Travel is affected because of coronavirus. You can't spread it. You also have financials who depend on people actually making loans or even making deposits to fuel economic activity, or even oil, the lifeblood of many industries. I've already took a position in Exxon, and that's just my full disclosure. I have a few shares in ExxonMobil. Take that information as you will, but I will say that I am expecting at least a 40 to 50% profit after 4 to 5 months, mainly due to the fact that Exxon is selling at least half of their value. Now, here are some great examples of how these short sellers have actually managed. Take, for instance, John Paulson. He made $4 billion off of the credit crisis in 2008. Dr. Michael Burry, some of you may know him from the Big Short movie. He made about $1.3 billion off of his credit default swaps. Then you have George Soros, who managed to make $1 billion in a single day by breaking the Bank of England. He literally put a certain amount of money on the British pound, shorted it, and made $1 billion off of it. If that doesn't tell you that some of these people profit because of the short of the downfall of the economy, you should be getting on this too, so that you can benefit as well. I tell you, this is one of the best opportunities that you could take as an investor. I urge you to take it. But hey, thanks for listening. I love you guys. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. Stay safe, stay healthy. If you're alone in your home, buy my book. I mean, I put all my principles and all the things that I learned, as well as a little bit of my story in that book. It's on Amazon with Kindle as well as paperback. I will put the link in the description down below. But thank you all for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Please stay healthy. Please stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video. God bless.